Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. Today, we'll be talking about the essential Panchang announcement for Australia. We'll talk about crucial insights for accurate festivals. Let's discover why using the right Panchang is vital for celebrating Hindu festivals accurately in Australia today. Avoid common misconceptions and learn the importance of location specific calendars. Let me meet you all after the intro. Welcome back. So my name is Shruti Patankar. I'm your host. I'm also a spokesperson and one of the developers of mypanchang.com. I live in Greater Seattle area. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do subscribe. I highly encourage you to do so. Let's start with inviting the President of Hindu Council of Australia, Mr. Sai Paravastu. Namaste, Sai ji.
Namaste, Shruti ji.
Let me give a little bit of background about Sai ji. Mr. Sai Paravastu is a prominent figure in the Australian Hindu community, serving as the president of the Hindu Council of Australia. Under his leadership, the council has significantly enhanced its mission of promoting and preserving Hindu culture and values across the country. He is known for his strong commitment to the community engagement, actively participating in cultural, educational, and religious events to foster unity and belonging among community members. Mr. Paravastu has been a vocal advocate for Hindu community, ensuring their interests are represented at various governmental and societal levels. His emphasis on education has led to numerous programs that teach Hindu philosophy, values, and traditions, benefiting both the Hindu community and the broader Australian society. Additionally, Mr. Paravastu has been a proponent of interfaith dialogue, promoting harmony and mutual respect through engagement with various religious communities. He has supported initiatives that encourage youth participation in cultural and religious activities, aiming to instill a strong sense of identity and cultural pride among young Hindus. Moreover, he has overseen various charitable initiatives reflecting the Council's commitment to humanitarian values. Through his dedicated leadership, Mr. Sai Paravastu continues to make significant contributions to Hindu community in Australia, ensuring its vibrant presence and growth in multicultural fabric of the country. He's also associated with Spiritual Care Australia. He's currently multicultural ambassador for Mental Health Foundation of Australia. He manages the Karma Kitchen since 2015, which provides freshly cooked meals to homeless people. They support old age homes with meals, snacks, and during special events via Shri Care. Congratulations on becoming the president, Saiji.
Namaste, Dhanyavad. I'd like to start with a small prayer. Am I audible, Shruti ji?
Yes, you're audible.
Dhanyavad. Shubham karoti kalyanam arogyam dhanasampadam shatru buddhi vinashaya deepam jyoti namaste. Ya Devi sarva bhuteshu matru rupena samsita. Namastasya, 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 namo namaha.
Now let's invite Pandit Mahesh Shastri ji. Namaste, Pandit ji. As everyone knows, Pandit Mahesh Shastri ji is the Panchang Siddhanti of mypanchang.com, and he prepares Panchangam calendars of 90% temples in the United States. Today, I also want to talk about someone who could not join us, unfortunately. His name is Pandit Ramachandra Atreya ji. He was born in Madras, India. He began his initial studies of Veda and Karma Kand under his great-grandfather, Venerable Venkatrama Ganpati of Tilaiyari, who was the Mat Parikshadhikari of the Kanchi Mat. He also studied Vedic Sanskar studies under his grandfather Nataraja Shastri of Tilaiyari. He also studied Yajna under the illustrious scholar Lakshmi Narayan Dikshitar of Madras and Nellore, Vishwanath Shrauti. He has traveled extensively throughout India and has served as a priest. which is Adhyayan Bhatt, at the famous Pashupatinath temple in Kathmandu, Nepal. He served as a temple priest of the Varasiddhi Vinayanagar temple of Basant Nagar for many years, and then came to Australia to serve as a priest of Shri Venkateshwara temple in Helensburgh, NSW from 1987 until 1992. Then he began serving the community as a Purohit. He has participated in several temple consecrations both in Australia, India, Sri Lanka, and the USA. So we have a short recorded message from Pandit Ramachandra Atreyaji because he could not join us. So let me play his video first.
ध्रुवन्धेराजावरुणो ध्रुवन् देवो बृहस्पतिः ध्रुवन्ध्र इन्द्रश्चाग्नश्च राष्ट्रम् धारयताम् ध्रुवम् अपारकरुणासिन्धुम् ज्ञानतम् शान्तरूपिणम् श्रीचन्द्रशेखरगुरुम् प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम् सुप्रभातम् आशीर्वादम्.
Thank you so much, Atreyaji, for blessing us. I also asked him some questions to which he has provided an answer through a video itself. So let me first tell the audience what questions I asked him. I had asked him how he feels about the great initiative to provide Australia-wide Panchang by HCA and Shri Sai Paravastu. So let me see what he has to say for that.
Thank you, Ms. Shruti ji, for asking me the question, and thank you for the opportunity to invite me to this webinar. It is a great initiative and a wonderful opportunity for the Hindu community in Australia to be able to follow a Panchang that is appropriate to the region. And there is so much of great effort and hard work being put into, and especially in making it available and bringing it to the wider Australian Hindu community to be able to use one Panchang. I thank Sai Paravastu from Hindu Council of Australia for his initiative, and as always, I can never thank adequately my friend and my philosopher in astrology and my guide in astrology and astronomy, Pundit Mahesh Shastriji. And I wish everyone be able to benefit from this initiative, and this Panchangam is an inseparable part of the Hindu community as they start the day reading the Panchang. Shastra says one must know their time, date and place for doing all the dharmic rites that they begin with. So it is imperative for the Hindu community to be able to identify the exact time and date as per the Vedic Hindu calendar to conduct their samskaras, to conduct their day from all aspects. So I wish them all, and I really thank you, Mahesh Shastriji and Sai Paravastu from Hindu Council, and I recommend and wish everyone to take part and benefit from this Panchang initiative. And I wish all of you a great audience and wider community usage of this wonderful initiative. Shubham astu nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Thank you, Shruti ji, for the opportunity. Thank you, Mahesh Shastri ji, and wish you all the very best, Sai Paravastu and your team, in bringing this Panchang to our great nation down under Australia.
That was such a wonderful message, Ramchandra. I'm very thankful to have your video recorded and played on the show today. Thanks a bunch for still answering our questions, even though I think it's difficult for you to have internet connection, stable internet connection right now from where you are. So here, let's kick off this conversation as well. So Saiji, I want to first start by asking you what inspired you for a calendar initiative for Australia?
Dhanyawad Shritaji. And my pranams to Pandit Mahesh ji and also Atreji, who joined us virtually and sent his message. Very thankful to him. Namaskarams to all attending this program virtually. Swagatam to you all who have joined today on this auspicious occasion to hear from Panditji and learn the importance of our Panchang. The question, the Panchang is not, as we all know, it's not just a calendar. It's not a merry calendar. It's a treasure of knowledge and traditions passed down to us from generation to generation for centuries. It has guided us in our daily lives in the past and also even currently and also in future, right? It helps us in living harmoniously and activities with the cosmic cycles. Today, I'm super excited to be part of this momentous occasion where we are presenting this timeless wisdom and celebrating our heritage. And in the Panchangam, we find not only the calculations and the planetary positions, lunar cycles, auspicious times, and whatnot. It's it reflects a profound understanding of our ancestors had on the cosmic and its influence in our lives. It's a testament to their dedication and intellectual powers, and we are privileged to continue this legacy. With immense pride, we, Hindu Council of Australia, share this ancient science with the wider audience, fostering greater understanding and appreciation of Hindu traditions in the multicultural fabric, in our Australian society.
That's amazing, Saji.
Like many
So,
of our seniors, my seniors, friends, or people of. Sorry, I was just saying that many of us might have remembered this, seeing this in everyone's home, back home, and even now we carry that at our homes, a panchang or a spiritual calendar.
yes, that's amazing, Saji. I
Over
had
to
a
you, Sritaji.
glitch, so I'm sorry about like talking over you here. But I completely understand, and I agree with you that this is a huge initiative in terms of having the correct mathematically calculated panchang available for Australia. I want to give the viewers a small insight into how I grew up knowing about panchang as well, because when I was a kid, I had 2 days celebrated as birthdays. One of them was the Gregorian calendar when I was born, and the other one, my nani ma, who's my grandmom, she would celebrate with so much of love. She would celebrate my panchangam birthday, and she would have this plate full of the sweets and all the dishes that I loved. She would arrange them so well. She would have rangoli beside it. I would feel so special on that day, but I was not sure why my birthdays are celebrated on two different days when I was probably only born on one day. That said, I realized the importance of Panchang with understanding of Hindu calendar of lunisolar values. So, as folks might know, Gregorian calendar is more about months having 30 days, 31 days. They somehow adjusted to 365, which the world is following today. And the Hindu calendar, in fact, follows the lunar cycle mostly because it's made of 29 days at a time, and then we also adjust it to be a lunisolar calendar. So we account for the moon and the sun. So whenever you say a Panchangam Tithi, you would know exactly what cycle of what lunar cycle you are in and what solar cycle you are in, which is amazing. So let me ask Pandit Mahesh Shastri ji, why is the Panchangam different for Australia than what it is for India?
See, the world is not flat. We know that the world is not flat. Because the world is not flat, so if the world was flat, then we didn't have any issue, basically. We don't have any issue if the world is flat, okay? The sun will rise at the same time, all over the world. Sun will rise, same
At
place
the
all over the world.
yeah.
Problem is, Earth is round, and we know when we go from Australia to India or USA to Australia, we like when we go from Pacific coast, when we go to India via Singapore Airlines and all, we go other way. So we know the earth is round. And if you go via the eastern route, then you take, go above the, like, the great line, right? The great circle. And then you go to India. So from this way also we know the earth is round. From this way also earth is round. This way also we know that the earth is round. So
Mhm.
the earth is round and sun does not rise at the same place all over the earth. Sun does not rise at the same place all over the earth. That is
Yeah.
the problem. We know that in now Saiji is in Australia, right?
Mhm.
So it is the winter for them. So sun would be rising after 7 p.m. and sets, depending on where you are in Australia. It could set around 4 p.m. or 4:30 p.m. Same way in Seattle. If you go further north, sun will rise around 8:30 a.m. and sets at around in winter time around 3:30. we
Yeah.
we know that. And in summer it rises at as early as 4 a.m. and sets as late as 9:30 p.m. So we know that. So sun does not rise same places all over the world.
Mhm.
Now the second thing is in India, sun will be rising around 6 a.m. and sets at 6 p.m. Well, half an hour distance there and there, because it is closer to the equator, right? When things are closer to the equator, it will stick to that this thing. So that is one thing. Plus, all the planetary calculation which is required for panchangams are geocentric, from center of the earth,
Mhm.
because we are in the earth, right? We are calculating the angle from the center of the earth, right? From the earth to the sun, and earth to the moon,
Mhm.
right? That particular angle we need. So from we look at the sky, and actually if you take a look at it, so here I have some prepared the video Tithi animations. Basically, you will love it. So the Tithi animation is, this is how Tithi is happening. Every 12-degree distance is a Tithi. So the distance between sun and moon is Tithi. So every 12 degrees Tithi. See, when they are both together, it is Amavasya, right? This is Amavasya. When the moon is opposite, it's a Purnima. So it is happening all the time. Now, moon doesn't, and sun, like, I mean, the earth. Actually, Tithi's sun minus moon is Tithi. The problem is, we all calculations are first done heliocentric. So you can say we calculate for earth first, and earth plus 180-degree gives sun, because exactly opposite, right? Then minus moon. So that so that is the whole range we get. We subtract the distance, because the whole sky is 360-degree. You divide by 30 days, right? 30 tithis. So each 12-degree tithi is a tithi, basically. So 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. So, and earth, I mean, moon keeps on moving in the sky. Moon doesn't think, okay, let Australia come and I'll jump,
Yes.
or let USA come and I will jump. it
Yeah.
it doesn't happen this way. And I will show you one of the example, like of my, see, we have calculated the panchangs here. So uh, I will show you here, like uh, in this video. Let me zoom it out so people will know. Like, I have zoomed too much in, so I will move little bit. Scroll. Yes, if you look at, there are some festival in Australia which are different on different days. So for Perth, Holika Dahan is on 13th. In Darwin is on 13th, and South Australia, Adelaide is on 13, and on Brisbane, Queensland is on 14, Sydney, New South Wales is on 14. The Australian Capital Territory, Canberra is on 14. And then again, you see Victoria, Melbourne is on 13, and Hobart is on 13. So it is so, and plus Rangwali Holi, also the same thing. And if you look at Rahu in Kumbh, 18, 18, then 19 all the way. Vata Savitri Vratam, which is in North India. So in Perth only it's on 26, other is in 27. Then so if you look at Jesta Abhishekam Chandramana, so which is like on 10, 10, and then in Darwin and Perth 10, all other places 11. Likewise, if you look at Navaratri, is also on different. Like see Perth, Navaratri is on 22, Darwin, Adelaide. I think this one is Brisbane is on 23, and Sydney also 23, and Melbourne is on 22, and Hobart is on 22. So we have basically, so Canberra is also on 22. Although if you look at it, the Canberra and Sydney is not very far, even Melbourne, same time zone. And to illustrate that, I will show you the Perth. So if you one thing I will show you is Ekadashi, one of the example of the Ekadashi. So I was going through it here, and Ekadashi in Perth.
Mahesh, could you zoom in a little bit more?
Yeah,
Because,
zoom
yeah.
in a little bit more.
Mhm.
So is it readable?
Yeah.
So in Perth, Ekadashi Parana is on 26, 5:37 to 10, 11 a.m. Okay. Now, if I look at the Darwin, I'm going to zoom in for the Darwin also. Ekadashi Parana is in Darwin is 6:39 to 10:52. Okay. Now,
Mm.
if you look at the Adelaide is Ekadashi Parana is basically 7:38,
Mhm.
because they are both in the same time zone, and you would think they should, because Darwin is not observing daylight saving time, whereas Adelaide is, right,
Mm.
Saiji? Darwin is
Yes, yes,
observing
yes,
that
Pandit.
daylight, is not observing daylight
Absolutely.
saving time. And so that's why
Yeah.
we see the difference of the daylight saving time. Okay. And then you will see the time, it should be 1 hour difference here, 6:39. And here is 7:38. So if you look at the Brisbane here, Brisbane, if you look at it, I'm here and zooming in, you will see 708. Why? Because one thing, uh, see, the 1/4 of the, when the Ekadashi ends, Dwadashi starts, you cannot break the fast in 1/4 part of the Ekadashi, which is starting part, because that's why Hari leaves, called Hari Vasar. So you cannot break, you can break only after that. So even though you cannot break the fast after sunrise, right here, you have to break fast between after sunrise, which is like 7 or 8, past 1/4 of Dwadashi. So there are very, very detailed rule. And same thing you will see in Sydney also. Sydney, you will see, this is uh, Canberra. So Canberra, you can see Ekadashi 808. And same way Sydney you will see 808. So because it's in the same time zone, Canberra and all, so 809, yeah.
Mm.
So likewise. So one thing I want to say that one thing, another example I want to say that there are certain religious ceremonies, functions that we do, like wedding, Graha Pravesh, cannot be done when Guru and Shukra Asta is there. So Asta means when they rise and set at the same time with the sun. So it is called Mudhyami. Mudhyami. So if I show you the Mudhyami in this Panchang in Perth, the Shukra Mudhyami starts on where March 6th. This is March month. Okay, March 6th. Now let's look at the Darwin. Darwin, if I search for Mudyami, Mudyami, okay, so if I look at Mudyami or Asta, it it starts on March 26. You see the where 5 and where 26. You see where
Yeah.
5 and where 26. If I go to Adelaide, Mudyami.
Hmm.
So Mudyami, it starts on 5th of March.
Mm.
Canberra, the Mudyami, Mudyami. Okay, so Mudyami, Canberra starts on 5th.
Mm.
Sydney, Mudyami. Hobart will be different. Mudyami also 5th on Canberra. In Sydney, Mudyami. So this requires so the Mudyami in also is on 3rd in Melbourne, 3rd of March. Okay,
Hmm.
and then Hobart. Let's see Hobart. Hobart is on 27th of March.
Right.
So, so there are two kinds of calculations we have. Most planetary positions, like to calculate Tithi, Nakshatra, Yoga, Karana, is geocentric, which is centered
Mhm.
on the Earth, where you can subtract the time difference between India and Australia. Is fine, but to calculate Mudyami is tropical.
Yeah.
Is tropical. You cannot use that thing.
Got it. So, Mahesh, here I have a question which can help clarify some of the doubts that the audience might be having. So, let's talk about, Panchang means five, Pancha is five, and Anga is aspects or five different
Limbs,
things that we are
five limbs,
considering.
five limbs.
So, can you talk a little bit more about what exactly is encompassed in these five Angas, which is called Panchanga together, which is our calendar system?
Yes. So if you look at it, this part is Dina Darshika. This part of the calendar is the Dina Darshika, where you can see the all tabloids type calendar, right? On the wall calendars, right? Because you want to get only Tithi Nakshatra, Rahukalam, Yamagandam, Durmuhurtam, Varjyam, and what today's festival, sunrise, sunset, moonrise, moonset. But if you go further, you will see the detailed Panchang here. The detailed Panchang, you will see the day. The first is Vara. The limb is Vaar. What day is? And it is not at the midnight. Typically, we wishes everybody happy birthday right on the midnight. Some people also go and like cut the cake. But actually, the day in Hindu system does not end at midnight, does not start at midnight. It starts at the sunrise. Remember, so one sunrise to another sunrise is a day. And then
Mahesh, can you please zoom in more because from audience I'm getting that feedback that they're not able to see. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
so yes, so and then yes, so
First is Vara, which is
first is Vara. Var
day.
means Sunday, Monday, it from one sunrise to another sunrise.
Mhm.
Now, India is a very big country, north, east, south, west, right?
Yeah.
So north, east, south, west. So here, what we see is the each system have a different month. So the Tamil system have a Saurmana. Kerala also has a Saurmana, means
Mhm.
based on the solar sun. Odisha, Punjab, and Bengal have a Saurmana. So this is Tamil month. Okay, and then this is the next one is Chandramana, Hindu Chandramana. So Hindu Chandram, here is Chandramana. So it says Magha Shukla Paksha as we speak, right? And
Right.
then comes the Tithi. So please, our viewers, tell me, is this zoom in okay? Please say via comment so we know. Write your comments. So Tritiya. So
Mhm.
is the next. See, this is the basically where the geocentric sun
Mhm.
minus moon.
Yeah.
So that is the each 12 degree is a tithi. Okay, then
Right.
nakshatra. Nakshatra is all about moon. The whole sky is divided into 27 equal parts.
Mhm.
27 equal parts. Now the which part moon is in, it is called nakshatra.
Correct.
And then we add. Yoga means what is yoga? Yoga here means to join, to add.
Yeah.
And the what we do, spiritual yoga, is means combining mind with the soul.
Mm.
So this is means adding mind with soul. So this is like yoga means combining the degrees of sun and moon
Hmm.
and divided into 27 parts.
Okay.
Whichever part the degree falls in,
Hmm.
it is called yoga. And Karana means half Tithi. Every half part is Tithi. Exactly 6 degree is
Hmm.
Tithi.
Right. Okay. So this, I have a question here, which again I think might viewers, our viewers might also be having. So these five things we are talking about, those are making the Panchangam together, but they do depend on the local sunrise and sunset and local moonrise and moonset. Am I right?
Okay. So out of this, one thing is only local is day. Local
Yeah.
sunrise and local sunset is a day.
Right.
Okay. Tithi is always geocentric. So
Universally.
which will be geocentric means universe. If Tithi ends at here, Tritiya ends at 7:08 in Hobart, you know. So you subtract from Hobart to India time frame difference, and it
Mhm.
will end there. And
Yeah.
you subtract Hobart to UK, it will end in UK at that time, because at the same time, because geocentric means those all geocentric calculations are based on UTC, Universal Coordinated Time Zone, and
Yeah.
then we add the time zone from Hobart to from UTC to Hobart, and we get the Hobart Tithi. Same
Yeah.
way, Indian Panchang maker adds time difference from UTC to
India time.
EST. Same
Right.
way in United States, we subtract the EST like PST, all those time difference. So that will give us. So
Right.
that is, but now for the festival, that is another thing altogether. So here festival, when we say Ratha Saptami,
Mm.
we say at that time rule, that come religious rule comes. Means
Mm.
Saptami has to be visible in Brahma Muhurta.
Mm.
Brahma Muhurta means what? 96 minutes before sunrise. So it has to prevail 96 minutes before sunrise.
That's right.
So here it is, because Saptami ends at 8:01, and when does Shashti end? 10:07 on
Mm.
4. So on 10:07 on 4 it has begun, and past midnight it has continued. So at the 6:20 a.m. minus 96 minutes, Saptami was already there.
Right. So this is based on the local sunrise, 96 minutes before local sunrise.
Local sunrise.
Right.
Local
So
sunrise.
this explains why the Panchangam is different in India than what it is in Australia, because sunrise will be different. Even within different cities of Australia, the sunrise would be different. So the calculation would depend on that. Is that
And
right?
then same rules apply to the most festivals, all festivals like Pradosham,
Yep.
also local sunset related to the local sunset.
Correct.
Vasant Panchami, also related to the local sunrise to local midday.
Right.
Varada Ganesh Chaturthi
Yeah.
also applies to the local sunset sunrise. Ekadashi, definitely this thing local. And I will tell you, in this Panchangam, we have given Vaishnava Ekadashis as well as Smarta Ekadashi.
That's right.
Smarta Ekadashi means those who worship Lord Shiva,
Yeah.
and Vaishnava Ekadashi means those who worship only Lord Vishnu as their primary god. So that is Sri Vaishnava. So there are different rules for that. So we try to accommodate Smarta sects and Vaishnava sect.
Correct. Okay, Maheshji, let's move a little bit to Saiji again. Now that we've talked a little bit about Panchangam in Australia, Saiji, are you considering printing this Panchang for distribution in Australia?
Definitely, Shrutiji. So what happens is like as Panditji mentioned, like this is the reason we wanted to have a comprehensive panchangam done, because the time zones are different. The geography of Australia is so big, right, and compared to the population we have, and on top of that, the daylight savings, which comes and causes throws in additional parameter. Yeah, in terms of printing, we segregated this calendar for all major cities. So we are planning to print them and distribute to people during Deepavali. That's why we planned this so ahead of time. time, so we could launch it and have it all ready and start finding some sponsors to print this and keep it ready during festivals to hand it over so people can have this well in advance. As we all know, Gregorian calendar, I can know when my birthday is coming in the next 5 years, right?
Yes.
It's just a periodic change of a day. But with Panchangam, I think if you have it in advance, we can plan for the next year. It's not about this year, or we just don't do it spontaneously. I wake up and say, "Oh, today is Ekadashi. I'll start." No, it doesn't work like that, right? So people need some time to uh, plan things as well. So that's why we thought if we get ahead, and I'm so blessed that Panditji has taken time to develop this for us, and you as well for helping him with all the development activities. So this
Yeah.
is there now. The sooner we land it into people's homes, we have around million people who live who come from
Wow.
different countries. Like Hindus have migrated from 32 plus countries into Australia. So they all follow this and they all have slightly different variations. This comprehensive calendar, if we can get to a print version, that can go and hang in houses and be more useful.
Yes, for sure. So this, the community that you are representing today, was it that they asked for a calendar like this, or what was the need of Panchangam and like Panchangam calendar in Australia?
Excellent question. There's always been requests coming through our website, and even people reach out to us because they can't reach out to Purohits for everything, right? On a day to day basis, they can't call Panditjis and ask them what is the day like and all, right? And everybody has different needs, and some are very important for them to find out those things. Like you mentioned about your birthday, right? Same in my family. I remember my daughter's because she was born on Navami, but my son I can't remember. I know there is a Tithi for it, and so we need to know that to remember. So the need was always there, and the demand, and people were kind of using wrong calendars, like they get something from India or they get something downloaded from somewhere, but they're still not confident. Am I doing the right thing, right? So that's
Yes.
where we thought we'll clear this confusion, and uh, it was a wish list for me, to be honest, till I met Panditji. And then this is now the dream coming into reality mode. So for us, from next year onwards, we have a calendar for every region. And as we saw that differences, right, between Adelaide and Darwin being in the same time zone, having different dates, and
Mm.
Hobart and Sydney being same time zones, but the days are coming up differently. So it's not just add this many hours to the sunrise or sunset, those kind of calculation. We had to move on from that. This is much more deeper subject, the astrology and astronomical calculations, and
Yes.
they're two different things. Astrology was astronomy, but uh, yeah, this is where we needed this work to be done, this piece of work to be done for us in Australia.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. I think there are a lot of calculations, astronomical calculations, and until Pandit Mahesh Shastriji pointed it out, I was also not aware. And let me tell the viewers as well that Panchangam calendar was supposed to be a product, right? You are not supposed to know all the details in it. You just know the calendar so that you can follow it, just like we do for Gregorian calendar today. Someone who is preparing the calendar, though, they need a lot more information to be able to come up with that calendar. Unfortunately, with the Western influence on the East, we kind of lost it in between, and we started following Gregorian calendar. So now we know that tomorrow is, so and so day in June, and we are able to tell exactly what day based on where we are in India or in Australia or in the US. But unfortunately, from Panchangam point of view, we can't know that because we don't have that calendar in front of us. So, like Saiji said, please get these calendars because he's planning to print them. Hang it with you, understand the calendar. It's very simple. It gives you a lot more information. For example, if you're saying that the example that Panditji showed before was like Magha month's Shukla Paksha and Tritiya, which means that you are within a certain month of the year, the solar year, and then you are within the Shukla Paksh, which is the calendar is divided in Shukla Paksh, which is going towards Purnima, and then Krishna Paksh, which is going towards Amavasya. So you know that you're in the first half of the lunar cycle, and then you're saying it's the third day because it's Tritiya. So it tells you a lot more about the actual astronomical positions as compared to the Gregorian calendar is what I personally feel. Of course, we follow Gregorian calendar for office and business purposes. So please use this calendar for and teach yourself how to look into that. I do have a couple of first, I think there's a comment from Mr. Nitin Prakash. He's saying that this was much needed to remove confusing dates in Australia. Panchang must be made by experts like Pandit Mahesh Shastri ji. No wonder Pandit Mahesh Shastri ji, or the Panchang Siddhanti, which means you know how to make these calendars. And so everyone is appreciating you.
I think I had a one discussion with Sai ji once. He quoted, like, if I have something, some like normal cough, cold or something, I will visit my doctor, family doctor. But if something goes beyond, like specific part of the body, I will go to the expert. I will not tell my family doctor to do surgery on me. No, nobody, even I will not do it. Right?
Yes.
Please do it. You are my family doctor. Open me up. Nobody will do that, right? So for that, you need to go to an expert. Like you will go to the surgeon, and not only that, you will not go to the general surgeon. If it's a heart related, you will go to the cardiac surgeon. For the brain related, one will go to the. I hope no woman will have it. I'm just giving an example. People go to the neurosurgeon for the brain related problem. For leg bones related problem, they go to the orthopedic surgeon. So likewise, in Hinduism, we have a various fields. Okay, we have a Veda priest, we have then Agama priest. Like some priests are Agama priest, So and so Vaishnava Agama, Smarta Agama. Even Vaishnava Agama, there is the Pancharatra Agama, Vaikhanasa Agama. Okay, and then and Smarta have a different Agama. Okay, and Shakta Pantha, right? And then comes people are astrologers, who do astrology reading and all, who may know some mantra, but may not be uh, they are not the priests, just plain astrologers. Okay, they just learn plain astrology, and it's okay. I'm not saying they're the expert in astrology. And then comes Panchang Siddhanti. Now, Panchang Siddhanti is a field of calculating. Okay, he needs to know astronomy, Ganita Siddhanta. Okay, not only modern Ganit Siddhanta, but also ancient, which will be Surya Siddhanta. Even in Andhra Pradesh, most of the Panchangas are made using Surya Siddhanta. And then comes Vakyam, which is Sarpa Panchangam in Tamil Nadu. I think Gantala Panchang in Andhra Pradesh, Saiji, right? There is a one Gantala
Yes,
Panchang, right? It's also prepared
yes, yes.
using Surya Siddhanta.
Gantala
Yes,
Panchangam.
and
Yes.
there are a few panchangams are made
Yeah.
like using Drik Ganita Siddhanta. So one of them you can say Janmasthami Panchang, Date Panchang, Kalnirne Panchang, Sandesh Panchang, Government of India. They also publish Panchang. They are based on Drik Ganita, and there is one Nirnay Sagar Panchang published from 3-4 places, and there is one in Chandigarh called Martand Panchang, which is also Drik Ganita based Panchang. So so one has to know Surya Siddhanta, also know the difference. And astronomy is important. See, one has to know the difference, what is heliocentric, what is geocentric. See, I'll tell you, the most people think that because Australia, sun and Japan is in the east of India, sun rises first there. So the Tithi will come first, right? And I have heard that conversation from many priests in Australia. I won't say the name, but it is not correct, because earth, only if earth, see, the earth is not flat, earth is round, right? So and it isn't, so the thing, and I do not know why people think like that. I have no idea. I can speculate. One of the thing I can speculate is they think that because Tithi prevailing at the sunrise is the Tithi, so Tithi in India, it will be this Tithi, but so this is the Tithi, but sun will rise is Australia first, so that was the Tithi. No, don't think that. It's always geocentric. Tithis are not married to the English date. Remember one thing: there is no marriage between English date. English date is a calendar. Simple.
Right.
Which,
Panditji, I'd like to clarify one thing here. I think the misconception might be coming from the fact where we relate Tithi to a day
Hmm.
or a date, but that is not the case. I think Tithi is, like you explained, the 12-degree difference between sun and moon, and so it might not be day. Can you explain like what is the shortest Tithi that we can have and the longest one? I think you've explained it before, but for this audience,
yes.
let's talk about it a bit.
So let me tell you the Shruti. I will ask you the question, and probably to Saiji also. You guys both can answer. What is the shortest duration for the English date and the longest duration for the English date?
Shortest is in December.
No,
Um,
date. No, the from full date, full.
mm,
Forget about sunrise to sunrise, day and night, including day and night.
including the
Day plus night, 24 hours.
yeah, for Gregorian calendar,
Maximum
that's the
also, yes,
shortest or longest.
maximum also is 24 hours, right?
Mhm.
So the minimum in Hindu Tithi, because see the Earth eclipse, the orbit is elliptical orbit.
Mm,
Earth orbit is elliptical orbit around Sun, right?
yeah.
Because Earth orbit is elliptical, what do we see? That is the biggest problem because orbit is elliptical, and because of the elliptical orbit, the shortest tithi can be 18 hours minimum, 18 to
Mm.
19 hours, maximum to 26 to 27 hours.
Okay. So it could be longer than Gregorian day, which is like 24 hours. It could be longer than that as well,
Yes,
and shorter than that as well.
and it can start at any time, it can end at any time. See, the
Mm.
problem is we are always used to having a easy thing like English date will ending at the 12 o'clock, so we think okay, date ended, we new tithi started. No,
Yeah.
please use the panchang like I will, like I'm showing you here. You can use the panchang here, and you will see, notice that chaturthi tithi till what, 2:44
Mhm.
AM, sorry, PM, 14:24. So, and see here it ends at 2:44 PM. Next day, Panchami Tithi ends at
12:23.
12:23. Now look at Shashti Tithi. Shashti Tithi ends at 10:07. See,
Yeah.
you see, and then a Saptami Tithi at 8:01.
Yeah.
See, and then look, Ashtami Tithi is not even touching next day 8 o'clock. It is less, 6:05. Not even 24 hours.
Yeah.
So you, and it is Kshaya Tithi. So you will not see the number 5 and
Mm.
number 6 date together in a day. But here you will see
Yes.
Saptami and Ashtami in on one day.
Yeah.
Because one day means one sunrise to another sunrise.
Yeah. And also, let me add to what you're saying, Panditji. For viewers, all of you all who are watching this out of interest, let me tell you, astronomy in India is very, very old. Panditji and I have talked about this in the past. The accuracy in mathematics is just very amazing. You can imagine that the astronomy is so old that in Ramayana, when Ramayana was written such a long time ago, his birth time is explained by the planetary positions in the sky, which is crazy to think right now, like it was that advanced that early in India. And so the Panchangam calendar has got a lot of accurate calculations of mathematics. Panditji also has explained what Guru Vasishtha said about always checking Drik Ganit for knowing the date and time. Meanwhile, Panditji, I also want to add a couple of more comments from our viewers today. Ashok here is saying that Ashok ji is saying very informative session. Thank you everyone for getting this going. There's also Yogesh ji who is saying great effort to fix all confusion for celebrating festivals in Australia. Hope this initiative will be extended to the Sanatani practitioners of the country situated in southern hemisphere as well. We also have one question that I want to sneak it in before we move on to ask Saiji more questions. So Vishalji here is asking, he's first saying Dhanyavad, which means thank you. And he's saying, are the festivals dates based on Tithi rules and as per the scriptures? Meaning, even though one may have first sunrise, does not mean that they will have the first festival. This is exactly what you were explaining before, Panditji. Do
Yes.
you want to second that?
Yeah, actually, one thing I want to tell you that there was an issue during Mahashivaratri. Not issue actually. The rule says Chaturdashi Madhyaratri Vyapini Grahya. That is the best if you can get it.
Mhm.
If you cannot get it,
Mhm.
if there is no, then take the second one. But there has to be Chaturdashi in the morning time. Okay, in the morning time, and it can be Amavasya. That is Kanishta means okay. Kanishta means not worst is okay, but it does not say Trayodashi Madhyaratri Vyapini. You can take it. It does
Hmm.
not say you have to avoid Amavasya.
Right.
Like same thing, we are having the same problem in United States this year in 2025. Welcome to the world. The world is round. So in New York, we will be having this issue. So
Hmm.
New York will be celebrating on the day where Chaturdashi will be in the pretty much all day except the midnight. So the Tithi, so the problem is it doesn't matter that where sun rises first, because it has got no relation with the Tithi.
Right.
Period. Tithi is a different thing, sunrise is a different thing. You have to calculate the Tithi from the center of the earth, UTC.
Mhm.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Before, and to you, what is UTC? UTC is prime meridian. Right now, what we call as the Greenwich, okay? London time, okay? I went to Paris, and people in the Paris told, that Louvre museum is there. That Louvre museum was the prime meridian.
Yeah.
In Ujjain, we had Ujjain as a prime meridian.
Yes.
And then we have to calculate Deshantar Sanskara according to Surya Siddhanta. From Ujjain was the prime meridian. Then we calculate the Deshantar, basically how whatever is the time difference. So from the Ujjain, that is how the Gantala Panchangam Surya Siddhantam based on Surya Siddhanta has been prepared. Problem is we there is another thing on accuracy of those panchangs, but let's not go too much into it. But I will say that the tithi has to be the center of the earth.
Hmm.
Period. Simple.
Low on a
Yeah. That makes sense, Panditji, and thank you so much for clarifying that. Saiji, I have another question for you. So, I'm curious about if there are any plans for educating Hindus on the essence of using the correct Panchangam in Australia.
Absolutely, Shrutiji. This is just not a calendar, as we said, as we discussed it so in length and breadth, right? It's a guide to spiritually enriched life. It actually makes sense to use this calendar and walk away from Gregorian for our practices in our life. Hindus have been living like this for many centuries, and then suddenly we got this Gregorian calendar which confused us. It's good for dates, but it's not good for anything else. But for our harmonious and spiritual life, we need this calendar. It makes more sense for us to use. And also, this education is not just to me or to our generation, but for the younger generation who are growing up in these countries, right? The people who migrated for whatever reason, their kids who are growing up should understand this, the importance of this calendar, how it accurately, pinpointedly done everything. Like whether you talk about uh, what is that? We have solar eclipse and lunar eclipse and all those things. Those are not defined by Gregorian calendars. Those are calculated
Yes.
by astronomical scientists and specialists who have more broader perspective for kids to understand how scientific this is. This is not something like a superstitious thing, right? So to bring that education is our main in driver for Hindu Council, and also to the multicultural world, that why do we follow this and what is the importance of that as well. But yeah, definitely education is on top card.
That is so good to know, Saiji. Thank you so much for putting in so much effort to not just like publish this calendar, but also bring in that awareness in people about the importance of this calendar, the detailing of this calendar, so that everybody understands what Panchangam is used for, and we go back to using Panchangam in our day-to-day lives instead of having to consult it when we think some festival is coming up or something like that. Another comment that I want to sneak in from Ravendra ji, who is saying this is great discussion. We need to also convey this to the common people. Thank you so much, Ravendra ji. I agree with you. I'm sure Sai ji and the Hindu Council will make every effort to make that happen. Going back to our earlier discussion, Pandit ji, so I had a question for you. I know Sai ji is doing everything that he can to publish calendars, but let's say somebody is not able to get a hold of the copy of the calendar. So how do they go about using the Panchangam that you made for them? I suppose you have an online version. Do you want to talk about that?
Yes, so we have a online version, uh, mypanchang.com. You can have a you can go there in online version. We have a mypanchang.com, and my if you go visit that mypanchang.com. So let me share that screen here. So Shruti, can you add that screen? So if I go there and if I am sharing the screen, I will
Mhm.
go here mypanchang.com. Panchang dot my typing is little bit bad. So fat fingers, pardon me.
Could you zoom in as well, Mahesh? That's
Coming
yeah.
it in. So if you look at it, so this is if you go to mypanchanga.com, you will go to home astrology. If you click on astrology, and if you want to put your chart, calculate your birth chart, so you can go to here and this thing. This is a totally a wizard actually, and actually widget. We are going to put this widget on Hindu Council of Australia's website. I have talked to him, and if it is there, you can go to their website and prepare your jatakam. Simple as that, and it is very easy to do that. So that is one thing, and then you can go to the Panchangam. To see the Panchangam, you can go here and then you can select 2025 Panchang, 2025 Panchang, and stuff like that. Or it will automatically detect your location. Because I am in United States, in Sammamish, Washington, it will detect the location, and it will give you the basic version of the Panchang. See, suppose today is for me, we are Saturday here, so I just want to check the Saturday's Panchang. It will tell me Washington, United States. It will give me this particular Panchang detail. But you know what? I have a son and daughter in Australia. Let's see, I can select Australia here, and then I can see I have somebody, my friend, who's living in Sydney, Australia, and I will type Sydney, Australia, and voila, you will get Sydney's calendar, Sydney NSW Australia, and you will see the 16th. Like you can click on 16th, and you can get your today's Panchang. And if not, you can go to m.mypanchang.com. Simple as that. If you go to m.mypanchang.com, it will detect the location. Here it detects the location Samamish. But if you want to see some another location, you can go to change location also. Sorry
Mhm.
for the ad because it makes my Panchang running. So here you can select any, like Australia, and select you know Adelaide, let me say Sydney, okay, and then I will save as a default, and it will come Sydney's Panchang. But if I want to clear the default, I can go to change location, and I will clear default location. I will go back, it will come detect my location. And if you want to see the basic one, if you want to see everything, click on everything,
Right.
and you will get everything. If you want, it will tell you today's your astrological prediction also. So yes, we have the online version also.
Mhm.
And today Mr. Sai Paravastu will be releasing the online calendar also.
Yeah. Awesome. Let's do that, Saiji. Are you ready?
We have some question. Can you take
Yes.
Yes.
yes?
Okay, so there we go. We have the online version for 2025 available to download. If folks who are watching us, they wish to do that, please go ahead and do that. Let me go back to the questions that we are getting from the audience. So one thing, Saiji, that I want to bubble it up to you is Vishalji is saying that it would be good if HCA can organize ongoing learning sessions for their members and interested Hindus to get educated in Panchangam.
Absolutely. This is just a beginning, and I would definitely request yourself to facilitate this, and also Panditji to be the guest on those discussions. We'll pick an appropriate timings, but we will be doing smaller versions of this and try to get that education in bite pieces, bite size for everyone to understand. It's a huge topic, and I don't want people to go crazy about, oh, this is something new has come up in the world. No, it's not. Let's go steadily, like one by one, and see how we can introduce smaller topics and educate people. It's education and advocacy is what we wanted to. Those are our prime jobs, and we wanted to not only for Hindus but also for everyone, so that it's easier for people to accept as well, accept why we do this and why it is important. So definitely,
Yeah.
it's on our agenda, man.
That's amazing, Saiji. Thank you for taking that up as well. There's one more question, Panditji, for you from Radha Krishna ji. Let me tell the viewers, Radha Krishna ji is very, very well versed in physics. He's going to be on our show next Saturday, and we'll be talking about mathematical problems. But here is his question for today. It is, am I right in understanding that while sunrise happens in, say, Seattle and Melbourne at different times, Tithi changes in both places at the same time?
Yes. So, for example, if let's say one of the example, it's let me share. Go back to that window we had, and I can go back here. So here, okay. So we had Darwin. Hobart is my favorite because I had it open, and this is the mantra I was talking about. Vasishtha say Yasmin Pakshe Yatra Kaliyena Drek Ganityakam Drashetitena Pakshena Kuryat Ityadi Nirnayam, means wherever you are, you have to take based on the Drik Ganita. So now see here, if we look at it, here, okay, Prathama till 8:52 and 5:37, Dvitiya 7:54, yes, Tritiya 6:38, and then here you will see so if here is around sunrise time, Tritiya is ending basically here. So, and this is the which month Vaikunta Ekadashi. So it will be in January. So let me go to the January likewise. So here, which will be close date, which I can relate to Vaikunta Ekadashi. Yes, here. Tritiya. See, yes, here. So this is, if you look at it in Melbourne, if you look at the Melbourne one, let me zoom in more. Zoom in more, zoom in more, zoom in more, zoom in more. See, sunrise it at 6:05 and Tritiya is till 6:38, pretty much within the sunrise, one muhurta of sunrise. So this is thing happening. It will be sunset in 12 hour, the country, whatever is the 12 hour apart, basically. So it would be sunset there, literally. So somewhere in so India and like 5 and +5 somewhere in Europe, roughly. So yes, so that to that question is sunrise happens in say Seattle and Melbourne at different times. Tithi changes at the both places at the same time because it's the geocentric. So it will end at the same time all over the world. So it is like there is a family who got a birth, have a birth in their family at the sunrise time. Let's see,
Mhm.
in Melbourne. Okay, and they call their family in India. Hey, I got birth in the family. Congratulations, badai ho, nana bane, dada bane. You know, so at that time, India will be 5 hours 30 minutes behind. So it might be night for them,
Mhm.
right? Same way, USA would be like literally would be night. around previous day evening time, like something like that. So yeah, so Tithi will end at the same time all over the world. It doesn't mean Australia is in the first, Japan is in the, where sunrise is. Come
Yeah.
on, this is that is our sunrises in the east. Japan first, because it's our conception, because of the international dateline. If I put international dateline, just include Alaska inside, then Alaska will be the country where sun will rise first. Because of the international dateline, what we have done, we have, so sun rises in the first. Because of the prime meridian is UK, I just have to shift the prime meridian, and the whole definition where sunrises will change. Literally.
Yeah, that's right. But
Think
Tithi
about,
calculation is not dependent on that. Like we are saying, I think Panditji, I remember you gave a very good example of cricket match once. I think that is more
yes. So let
relevant.
me tell you that, and I love it. Okay, you know, पहले के जो हमारे इंडियन क्रिकेटर थे ना, वो काफी अच्छे थे यार, उतना वो बोलते भी नहीं थे, चलो हाँ चलो खेल लेते हैं.
Yeah.
But now, if there is a match between India and Australia,
Mhm.
and it is played in, let's say, India at
Mhm.
8 o'clock, would you watch at 8 o'clock time in Australia, Sydney time? No.
No.
Kohli is not going to play for you.
Yeah.
You tell him, he will run after the bat. He will say, "Give me the money first." I'm not doing any more charity.
Yes.
Right? So it will be whatever time you have. If it's 8 o'clock in Sydney, in Mumbai, the match is being played. So just to humor me, Sainji, what is the time difference between India and Sydney? 5 hours or something? 5 hours, 30 minutes?
It's about 5.5 hours now. 5.5 hours ahead.
Five and a half hours, right?
Mhm.
We are 5.5 hours ahead.
तो 8 बजे
Yes.
सिडनी इंडिया में मैच है, तो 8 बजे कोहली आपके लिए सुबह में ऑस्ट्रेलिया टाइम पे खेलने के लिए नहीं आएगा, जस्ट बिकॉज सनराइज इज इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया फर्स्ट. व्हाट टाइम वुड यू वॉच? 8 + 5 hours. So
Correct.
that will be
Absolutely.
what, 1:30 p.m. roughly. हाँ,
That's a
कोहली will play
very, very
that time.
easy thing for everyone to understand, Pandit ji.
Yeah.
Yes, very easy. So
Yeah.
1 that even Australian players will not also
No,
come to
spot on.
play at eight
Spot on.
o'clock for you. Let me tell you. Let me be very frank with you. So uh, this cricket
No,
match, or if your
no,
favorite
yes,
game
sense.
is football, think about the football match, and Leonard, like Messi is playing. Uh,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
actually, my wife likes couple of football players, and he is one of them. So she will watch their game anytime.
Yeah.
So I don't think Messi will come and play
Yeah.
at that time in Australia if the game is being played in Madrid,
Yeah.
Spain.
I think this is a great example, Panditji, to explain the universal event. What it means is it will happen at the same instant all over the world. It doesn't matter what your local time is, it doesn't matter what your sunrise, sunset is. It's just going to happen at that instant all over the world. That's it. Right, Panditji?
Yes, and if all of my priest friends are watching it, please remember this. Tithi ending time, Nakshatra ending time, Yoga ending time, Karana ending time, Sun entering into the new Rashi time, Moon entering into the new Rashi time, Mars entering the new Rashi time, Payarchi, what we call,
Mhm.
and Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu entering time are all celestial events happening at the same time all over the world. Think of a cricket match,
Mhm.
their ending time. And one thing, in normally in Panchang, they put as Tithi, Nakshatra, Yoga, Karana times are always ending time, no matter what. When one Tithi ends, another begins. When one Nakshatra ends, another begins. When one Yoga ends, another begins. Next one starts right away. When one Karana ends, next will start right away.
Right.
Now the sun moon, and other planets, they change the sign, that will be their entering time in the
Yes.
Panchang. That is the standard practice all over the world, all
Right.
Panchangas. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
some Panchanga may try to be consistent to put the ending time, but
Mhm.
always entering time, no
Right.
matter what. Rahukalam, Yamagandam will be always duration from to. Rahukalam, Yamagandam, Durmuhurtam, Varjyam will be from to time frame. This is the simple. Basic Panchang training in 5 minutes I have given. How to read Panchang.
Yeah.
Basic training. Simple.
Mhm. Yeah. As Saiji said, Panditji will have more conversations on Panchang and its details. Like he said, it's a very, very vast subject to understand it. But for now, I do want to make a couple of things for our viewers. A couple of requests is if you have questions, please post it now. I have a last question for Saiji when we'll end this session. But if we have questions, we'll get through all the questions for sure. So please start asking questions if you have them. Meanwhile, Saiji, I have one question for you that, you talked about this calendar being printed for HCA. Is there also plan to distribute these calendars to other organizations which are Hindu supportive in Australia or other temples? And what do you think about that?
Um, Great question, Shrutiji. I think you read our minds very well. Because of the geography, we didn't want to print centrally the same numbers. We know the population demographics of each state and each city. So we will be tying up with local partnerships, whether it is a temple or another clergy association or whoever is prominent in that city who can help us in this bridging that gap and reaching the people. So it could be temple, it could be a grocery shop, or it could be some other organization who can help us in this journey. So we are planning to do it locally in each state and not waste it. So we print it accordingly and according to the demand. And as always, as Pandit just shown, we will also publish it on our website, so it's also available electronically. So all channels will be open. Thank you.
That is just perfect, Saiji. So on this note, since we don't have any more comments or questions right
Then
now,
one more comment.
Mhm.
This is the one. Let me, yes.
Yes. So Vishalji is saying when 12-degree difference between sun and moon happens, it is an event. It happens once for all. No special case for any country. You nailed it, Vishalji. That is exactly what we meant. Thank you so much for clarifying that. All right. To all our viewers who joined us today, thank you. Bahut bahut dhanyawad.
Let's release
Please,
this. Let's release this. Let
yes,
Sai
please.
release this. Yes,
Yes.
Sai, please release this.
Yeah.
And Sai
Yes,
ji has
it's
pressed the
on.
button, and there is a link
Absolutely.
here.
It's on.
There is a link there, and we will paste the link in
Yeah,
the
Hat.
chat also, so you can get it.
chat.
Let me paste the link in the chat for everyone.
Mhm.
So I am pasting in the comments. So here, 1, 2, 3. So this is the link. Please go there, and before
Thank you.
that, like I'll give you the one overview. Shruti ji, please share my screen.
Yes.
And basically, Shruti is moderator, so so she needs to share the screen. So if you look at it, this is the first. If you go here, you will land here. HCA
Mhm.
Australia. This is the place where you will land here. And then once you land here, you can say list of all festivals for the time zone. This is the first one you will see.
Mhm.
All the festivals. So here you will see the Perth, Darwin, Adelaide, Brisbane, Sydney, Canberra, Melbourne, Hobart. So it has got, if you look at it, all the festivals, North Indian and South Indians, everything. Now, if you look at it, you here we are giving the different muhurtam also here. This has got uh, uh, Tithi, Nakshatra, everything, and also we have given the timing for which day should be Satyanarayan, Vratam should be done. Now you will say, Panditji, this is Chaturdashi here, you are wrong, it should be on Purnima. The rule for Satyanarayan Vratam is Sayankal Vyapini. So here
Mhm.
during the Sayankala, uh, Purnima will be there. So hence it is Purnima. This Panchang has been prepared as per the Dharma Shastra rules. And this is the Arudra Darshanam Nataraja Abhishekam. There are 6 Nataraja Abhishekam. What is Arudra Darshanam? We have explained. That is very important. And this goes to the Shiva Purana also. Here we have given the Tamil months. We also given Sankranti Punyakala time, which is good for North Indian and South Indian. We also gave Pongal pot Muhurta time to cook, the best time to cook the Pongal. We also gave the all Navratris, Shakambari Navratri, and then Maga Gupta Navratri. We also gave the time for Mahashivaratri, Muhurta for Mahashivaratri. If you look at it, I'm just showing one calendar. You can get the idea for others. So, Prahara. So the Ratri Prahara start from the sunset. So 1854 to 2142. Then 2142 to 0030. Then that to 318 to 605. Lingodbhava Kala means what time Shiva Linga will appear in Perth is between this time. So, and then I have given the also the again Tamil Mandam Masi, and I have given Parna time for Mahashivaratri. I have given Ekadashi Parna time. So Ekadashi and Ekadashi Parna time. I have given Smarta Ekadashi and Vaishnava Ekadashi Parna time. I have given the Janmasthami Parna time. I have given, if you take a look at it here, Holika. So Holika Dahan time also I have given. Holika Dahan time. And there is an explanation here. Why we are having Holika Dahan time, why it was taken. So this is Holika Dahan time here. We also give the Karadyan Nombu, that is the Vata Savitri Vratam for people in Tamil Nadu. This is the third Muhurta, Karadyan Nombu. And if you see Vaishnava Ekadashi Parana, so this is Vaishnava Ekadashi and Smarta Ekadashi. I have given the Parana for both Smarta and Vaishnava Ekadashi. And I have given the Rakhi Muhurta also. I have given like pretty much Ganapati Sthapna Muhurta also. I have given Gata Sthapna Muhurta for Navaratri. If you go to the Navaratri, you will see the Gata Sthapna Muhurta. Navaratri will see, here we have given the Krishna Janmasthami Muhurta. So Krishna Janma Muhurta also I have given here. People think midnight 12 o'clock, yay, but no, it is not like that. So, and here if you take a look at it, we have given here Gatasthapna Muhurta for Shardiya Navaratra as well as the Vasanta Navaratri. Given the eclipse time, lunar eclipse time, we have given the Sutak time for eclipse for normal, who are not old and sick, and child. For child, I have an old and sick, we have given different Muhurta. Different Parna time. We have given the astrological, what is the bad and good. You can contact your priest to do the puja if you fall in the bad and medium, or you can go to the temple to do it. We have given the highlights here. We have given the icons for this. If you look at it here, there is a banana. Banana means fasting day. This
Ekadashi.
Ganesha means Sankatahara Chaturthi. And if you take a look at it, Shiva Linga here, and you see the Namam here. Namam means festival related to Lord Vishnu or Shravana Nakshatra. Here Shravana Nakshatra is there. So Namam here means that. Now, if you look at it, see the eyes for the goddess. That means Durgashtami. It will be Mata Durgashtami or normal Durgashtami. If you look here, you will see spear somewhere. The spear means related to Skanda. Here, this is Skanda Sashti, related to Skanda Sashti. So, and if it's a Kritika Nakshatra, we have given Kritika star also here. So for that, people do puja, especially on Kritika star. We have given the Diwali puja time. If you look at it, Dhanteras, we have given the Lakshmi puja time for Dhanteras. We have given also the Diwali puja time. And you will notice there are two Diwali. Why? Diwali Saurmana, Diwali normal Diwali. What is this? Because in certain sects, even in Andhra Pradesh, Sainji will correct me, people who are on the coastal region closer to Tamil Nadu, they will follow Narak Chaturdashi as a Diwali, right? Sai? And
Saiji has dropped maybe because of a technical issue, Panditji. Yeah.
so that is the one we have done this thing, Lakshmi Puja Muhurta, and then we have given everything. So and we have given the Tiru Nakshatra of the Vaishnava Alvar.
Mm.
So there are 12 Alvar. So we have given everything here. We have given the Muhurtas and everything. So we have given Guru Shukra Mudhyami beginning time and ending time. If
Mhm. Yes. As all viewers can see, this Panchang is extremely detailed, very easy to read as well, with all the icons and everything that Panditji just showed. And I want to let the viewers also know this, that if you all have more questions, please write to us. Please write comments on this stream. Please circle back to us in one way or the other. So we'll definitely make sure we get back to you. We answer all your questions. Panditji is extremely good at explaining anything, any confusions. I have pestered him with a lot of questions all these years, and I'm pretty sure he will also answer your questions equally well. And one last thing I want to highlight here is the Hindu Council of Australia has given a nice appreciation certificate to Pandit Mahesh Shastri ji, and I thank Hindu Council for that. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद साई जी, अत्रे जी also बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.
yes, given certificate to Shruti also. So Shruti show the certificate. Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much for giving us these certificates from Hindu Council, because we really appreciate it. We are here to help with any questions, and we are here to help and support anything that the Hindu Council is going to take up next. So thank you so much for joining with us today. Like I said, please connect with us, ask questions, and in the future, please make sure you join our sessions. Please like our sessions, share them with your friends whenever you think that this is totally worth spreading a word about. Comment on it, and please also subscribe. And for staying with us today, asking us questions, bahut bahut dhanyawad. Thank you so much.